Can't hear me, sir. Can't hear me, sir. There, I think it's finished. I think it has. Oh, hang on. I've got that one on so that I can hear it, because you know this one, I can't hear that it started and the music's started there, and I can't hear where it ends, so I don't know. And I haven't got AD here with me to tell me when it's finished, so and it's gone live. So good evening, welcome to Raconteurs News this Monday evening. It is the 4th of May. May the 4th be with you. I'm sure Taylor's been masturbating all day on May the 4th day. I think that's probably what a lot of them do. There's a mass, what would you call a mass masturbation? Would you call it I don't know. Well, it's something to think about, isn't it? Anyway, good evening and welcome to the show. As you know, it's the first show that I'm doing with just myself. I'm fuck off. I've got a bit of fluff on this thing there. Look. There we go. I'm sporting my medal as well. So we'll talk about that a little bit later on. But anyway, lol, why the communist flag, says Uni Black Sister? Simply because that's where we are. We're in communist China. And that's the best one that I could get. It's an old Soviet Union thing. I did have some woman talking about the Russians congregating, Peruski congregating in fucking Red Square, Krasny bullshit, as it's called, Tavarishes. But yeah, good evening to everybody. Good evening, Alice. Good evening, Chris. She'll Destroy is in there. Donna Caddy, hi to you as well. I just recently accepted your friend book, a Facebook request, a friend request on Facebook from you. So thanks for that. Evening Super Leads as usual, and thanks for the phone call that we had yesterday. It went. I thought it were very helpful anyway. Giving. Well, I'm just chatting to somebody really. So yeah, cheers for that, Leeds. If you notice, I'm drinking these little things, these old Mount Cider things, little stubby things. So no chance of me getting out of control tonight on the old alcohol front. Now, what I wanted to do is I'm not going to. I just wanted this first half hour to myself, and then I'm going to sort of get some people in, have a bit of a round table, a bit of a chat about what is going on, because we are still stuck in, for reasons unbeknownst to me, and I'm not talking about the government, I'm talking about the people. For reasons unbeknownst to me, they just will not. Just will not. Although I went for a ride in Graves Park near us on Saturday. Me and the wife took Watson, and he'll come in here in a minute now. He's heard his name. There you go. So we went off into the park. We had a good walk around. There were many people there, just like a normal Saturday, I would have thought. There didn't seem to be any police presence or anybody trying to stop anybody from going in, but the gates were shut, and they've got bits of tape up that people had just pulled down and just gone through. But all the main gates and everything, they were all shut. There's a little like a little petting farm in there that has like goats and crap animals, really, animals that you probably eat. You know what I mean? Rather than, I'm only kidding. You know what I mean? We've got little bunny rabbits, we've got sheep, and in fact, what? And we've got alpacas. My wife's favouriteest animal in the entire world, alpacas. So don't think we're animal haters or like that. We love alpacas, especially when my missus is a big fan of the Yorkshire Vet, and they've always got alpacas on, and she thinks they're the most nosy people in the entire world, and they haven't even got Facebook, so well done to them. Dave Von Kleist, good evening to you, Dave. It's funny that I was just about to get in touch with you. I saw something with you in it the other day. Everybody does need to rise up. Rewatch V for Vendetta again. Yep, rise up again. V for Vendetta is always a decent to see these films and watch these films over and over again. Not over and over again, but every now and again get a refresher. I saw something that with Dave in it that must have been 10 or 15 years old the other day, and I just thought to myself, I wonder if Dave's still knocking about, and if he'd come on and keep doing keep the good work going, the good fight, because I know we were the first people. He did give it up for a while, and we were the first people to have him on in, I think, about 8 or 9 years. And he called the Truth Movement the bowel movement, which we are tending to agree with at the moment. Good evening to Webby in the chat room. Good, guilty as charged. Apparently, Webby's been he's from Freakbook. He's got a 3-day. I think this is essentially what he's doing now in the chat room, is tapping on the pipes in a fucking prison. You know what I'm saying? He's in Facebook prison now. The man's in Facebook. He's probably going to get raped in there. So let's spare a bit of a thought for Webby over there. They're doing the Webster report. In fact, Dave Von Class, I just spoke to a dear friend over there, and I'm told the numbers are being fudged. Yep, you're absolutely right, Dave. Doctors have been told that even if there's no sign of COVID, just to put it as COVID, if they can, no matter what. In fact, no matter what. So if it's going to be COVID-19, whether you fall down with your heart attack, or whether you die of cancer or something like that, there are people in hospitals that are having the meds withdrawn. They don't want to be doing. They don't want to be. They don't want to be doing the being resuscitated. They've been caught in, sort of like cornered into this position. I mean, the last place I would want to go at the moment, having been in there and had experience in the last couple of years, is I wouldn't want to go in there then. I'd do anything to avoid going in then. Now it must be an absolute nightmare. You don't know whether you're coming out. You don't know whether you're going, you're coming, you're doing anything. Anyway, that's just that little start a bit. I've written some stuff down. I'm Jason Holmes. This is Raconteurs News. I did start Raconteurs News with a friend called Andy Young. Andy, after a while, decided that he wanted to put his priorities somewhere else. So he quit, and I carried on. Paul Webster did do a stint for a while, but our styles sort of clashed. And Aid had been doing covering sometimes, and he'd been a regular host for a number of months, and he's gone. So I'm on my own. So I just wanted to make a few. I wanted to make just a few points. I don't want to get into this what happened into too much, but what I want to do is I want people to think about this. I mean, I think as far as I'm concerned, I had some stick about the humour that I use. Sometimes I like to make people laugh. I've not got much going for me. I sit down most of the time. I've got a bald head. I'm 50 years old, but sometimes, occasionally, I make some people laugh. So I do that, and I never do that. I never do that in a nasty way. I don't do it when to make somebody feel small or daft or stupid, or to make light of something serious that might be happening to them. So I don't do anything I don't do things like that. But I'm going to keep the humour. I want the humour here, because I think in this, I think at our level, where we are the most original, shall we say? We're the most original show. We do the most original stuff. We do both sides of the story. Not many people do that. Not many people have one side on and then another side the following week. Not many will, because most people have already got the eggs in certain baskets. So let me just have a look what. First of all, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to be without a co-host for me potty mouth. Thank you very much. You put the dick in comedic. Thank you very much, Alice. That's very good. Chris O'Rourke says humour is important. Kevin, I'm honestly, I think that's probably one of the things that we use to. It's one of the safety valves that has been placed in ourselves, which is why a lot of these people have a sense of humour just fucking dragged out of them. It's just gone. They don't have a sense of humour. No, how many people do you know who have got a sense of humour? Real good sense of humour. There's not very. I don't know, but there's not very fucking many about. I think anyway. I don't think that there's very many people about that have a sense of humour and use it. There are plenty. There's plenty, but there's not very many, if you know what I mean, in the whole grand scheme of things. And so I like to try to. I'm not beyond criticism. I'm not beyond reproach. I'm not beyond self criticism, because I am critical of myself from time to time. I've been a terrible person in the past, man. That's where I don't want to be. And I'm not one of them fucking blokes one of them people that's like, not against them, but you get sort of. Anyway, I don't want to go down there. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to do a bit of a solo tonight. But what I also wanted is, I've written down here that this is me. This is what a fucking absolute what's the word? Arrogant. The arrogant. I've put new chapter. Look, what I've done is I'm a believer in everything happens for a reason. Everything, no matter what it is, it happens for a reason. Just let me just give you an example. Let me just give you an example recently that I can demonstrate for you, right? Fucking, let me just like this. Hang on. It's all I've got with them poxy fucking little tins of shit. Fucking pineapple and raspberry. I mean, who has pineapple and raspberry together? They need to be on a pizza, don't they? Not on fucking, not in a drink. Yeah, Chris O'Rourke said it's the loony left that's destroying humour. Have a laugh, etc. You can't say that's BS. I think anything can be laughed at. I really do. I think you can laugh at anything, any situation. You can find something in there that is funny, that's not nasty, but you can find something in there or in something around there that is funny. Anyway, but what I just was saying, what an arrogant twat I am. So what I've done is, AIDS left, as we know, AIDS left, and I'm a big believer in things happening for a reason, and I think that this is what's happened for a reason. But you know, as you know, I only use pens, real pens. I don't use ballpoint pens. Okay, I use fountain pens. That's what they call, yeah. Although there are not many fountains right now. So I use fountain pens. That's all I use. Now, in this is my journal, and this is where I write all the crap that I write, that I say in shows, and there's stuff on here. I mean, there's not many. There's stuff in here. If I just read from 8 p.m. 20th of the 1st, 2020, I think we've got Rob Alford on. Ooh, I bet that were... a PK guest suggestion as well, which if you listen a little bit later on, you might be interested in somebody that I've got coming up very soon if you're a PK fan. So yeah, so anyway, I've been it's always been blacking. Right, so now we've changed. AD's gone. He's decided he doesn't want to do this anymore. So now it's a new start, and I am using blue. There you go. I'm using blue, and I've written new chapter. This honestly. Tonight, solo. Are you ready? Tonight's I've like solo. It's like I've made the fourth day all around. Tonight, solo, but hopefully get a few souls excited about getting a chance to get on the most original show on the internet. I wrote that. I've written that down. That was somewhere, and I weren't stoned wrote, or original alternative show on the web. The most original alternative show on the web. Yeah, but like I said, I'm one of these people that I think things happen for a reason. And I'll give you a workable example. If you remember back in day, I think we were back in January. But right back in day, anybody who's listened for a while will know. Just a second, let me just wet my whistle. What am I fucking talking about? See, this is why it does. Oh yeah, right, okay. So back in January, anyone who will remember this, okay? I bought a GoPro. Remember? I bought a GoPro because I thought it was cheap. It was on Amazon. It was late at night. And there you go. The next couple of days, a GoPro turns up for me, a fucking one-legged man who's not going anywhere for a long time, especially now. Anyway, so I bought a GoPro. And you think to yourself, there's no actual logic in that whatsoever. None. There was no logic to that whatsoever. But I kept the GoPro. A GoPro is like a camera that, you know, people who go doing like these extreme sports or biking or stuff like that, and they'll have it on their head, and it's like a camera. And people on motorbikes use them and stuff like that. So it's just to watch, you know, to have some. If an incident happens, you've got some proof. So I bought this GoPro. And I did say, when on the show, I did say to myself, yeah, I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll strap it to me my Spaz chariot, my mobility scooter. Yeah, of course. And then a few weeks later, what happens? If I'd have got my fucking GoPro on, I would have had evidence of that woman forcing me down that bank and making me roll my fucking mobility scooter, which is now fucked, by the way. It's all fucking got mud all over it and everything. But it would have given me, I would have had some evidence. Do you see what I mean? So there's a purpose. And I believe that. I believe I bought that GoPro to put it on, to put it on for that reason, right? So that I could have some evidence of this person fucking stood in my way, forcing me off the edge. And I tell you what, it's a 120-foot drop, and it's almost vertical, and there's trees and all sorts. And it were a miracle I didn't fucking knock my fucking brains out. So there you go. There's two things that you think to yourself, well, and it's noticing those things. It's noticing what you've missed, right? So you might have missed a sign. There were a sign, something. I missed that sign. That was a sign for me to put that on my fucking boy for me fucking bike. I mean, I can't pedal, can I? Fucking hell. So I've bought it for no reason, but there was a reason, and I found out that reason afterwards. And because I'd not recognised that reason at that time, I wasn't able to do what I was supposed to do with that GoPro. So, which, by the way, I've still got, and it's now going on my mobility scooter when it comes out of repair shop, when it comes out of Quick Fit. So yeah, so it is. Oh fucking hell, pubs! What's going on here? Let's have a look on Sky News. It looks like we might have to get some more folk on to talk about this. I know Owen's there. And I know you're chomping at the bit as well, Uni, but I want to speak to you beforehand. I really want to try and help you so that you can, because you're young, and, you're the next generation of doing this. What am I looking for? Let's search the web. BBC News. And if you're wondering, yes, that was me in the picture at the beginning, after I've just scored at Hillsborough. A spectacular goal, by the way, where I went from the halfway line, zigzagged past a number of people, and slotted the ball into the corner. They likened it to Maradona's, only, you know, obviously, I don't want to brag at all, but right, fucking hell, my internet is really slow. Is anybody's internet really slow? Or do you think it's just this that we're doing? It's just really, really fucking slow. Especially YouTube. If I try and get up YouTube, I'm not. Fucking. I mean, what is this? BBC News. Fuck off! I don't want to sign in. UK to test contact tracing app on the Isle of Wight. I mean, this is fucking really creepy, isn't it? This contact app, these apps where if you become in contact, I'm not having one. I don't fucking care. Strangler's keyboard player dies with coronavirus. There you go. At the age of 71, longtime band member Dave Greenfield, God bless him, he has succumbed to the evil that is coronavirus. You see? Oh, poor man. I mean, the guy's died, and it's just all he's going to be remembered for now is dying of coronavirus. It's like Eddie Large. What were it, Eddie Large or other one? Or Cannon and Ball. No, it weren't. It were Eddie Large, weren't it? Rock on, Tommy. However, that's him. He's not. That's all he's going to be remembered for. He's dying of coronavirus. And that's what these people are. You know, these people's legacies are being reduced and made inferior and something that's not to be revered because, you know, well, they died of coronavirus. It's just like the same. It's just the same as It's just the same as Webby. Oh, fucking Webby. He thinks he knows everything, doesn't he? I'm going to say something then, and I've just fucking just because I just thought that it were a little bit too radical for even you lot over here. Let's say so. Hello to some more people. Tom Beresford, good afternoon, the evening to you, Tom Beresford. He's somebody else who's been in touch with me. Uni Black Sister as well. Barry Truth, good evening, Barry Truth. What a fantastic second name you've got as well. It's the truth. What's your name? It's the truth. See? Told you, comedy. That's it. This is where it's at. Let's see where it's going. Anybody want to jump on? Just let me know. Drop me if you know me, one of me WhatsApps or something, or my Facebook Messenger or whatever. And I know you want to come on, don't you, Owen? Let's hope your internet's a bit better, because fucking Portugal is rubbish, isn't it? The other night we're a bit off and on, weren't it? Yeah. Bandit Buster says, I will always remember Eddie Large for his underlying heart problems. You see, you're probably one of the few people who's going to remember him. But he were good. I mean, that rock on Tommy was just fucking genius. You know, look, I could do it with my medal, couldn't I? Rock on Tommy. Rock on Tommy. Look. Yeah, baby. Eddie Large was a communist. Good man. Owen Lloyd Martin is wired. Mon Martin says Paula. Owen Lloyd Martin says totally, as in wired. Super Leeds, evening Nick. Good evening to you, Super Leeds as well. Webby, if you want to jump on. I wanted is Shell Destroyer still about? I wanted to ask him what he meant, what his last comment were all about on the other night. That was Cannon and Ball, you twat. That's not fucking Cannon and Ball. As if that's like a group. Fucking Cannon and Ball. Bobby Ball was Rock on Tommy. How can it be Bobby Ball and Tommy? Is either Bobby or Tommy? You're not making any sense. Anyway, we've got a good guest tomorrow night. Neil Sanders is going to be here from 8 o'clock live. We're going to be talking about COVID-19, and he seems to think that he's going to have a little bit of a different. He's going to be a little bit different. Fucking hell, what am I talking about? Fucking, it's all this Rock on Tommy talk. Okay, I will ask that. I don't know where that's come from, but I will ask that. People sending me. It's hard when you're on your own. It's very hard when you're on your own, especially when you can't play music as well or do anything. Tommy was the other part of. Yeah, we know. Nah. There we go. Owen. Right, let's get Owen on, see what he's got to say, see what's happening over there in Portugal. Link. Yeah, I will send you a link. There we go. Copy of the clipboard. Are you listening to Raconteurs News with me, Jason Holmes? Barry Truth says, Jace, do a question and answer section tonight. Well, if you've got any questions, I'll answer them anyway. So if I've sent, bring the girlfriend on, Jason. My wife. No, she's unfortunately she is a little bit shy of things like this. So I don't think I'll be bringing her on. I think it's my show anyway. She'll just fucking take over. You know what women are like. Oh, I was just saying how good you'd be, though. You know. That one nearly me going without sex for fucking 2 years, love. Super League says who won the league in '92. Yeah, we know that. Who that is? Leeds. Leeds is obviously. I've got a thingy. You are doing a fan-dabby-dozy jobby. There you go. Thank you, Paula. Right, I've sent that, I think. It's whether he gets it or not, and whether he can decipher it. I've sent it in code, see. No, I did. I've sent it to him where it's warm. It's always warm in Portugal. It's always warm in Portugal, isn't it? So what's COVID? COVID's been doing the rounds again. We don't seem to be able to shake this virus. How it feels to be a dementia carer under lockdown. Okay, not thought of that before, but you know, if you want to put some more anxiety my way, then you can fucking do that. I love that. I love collecting up other people's anxiety. I like that. I love it. I love just being able to just hoover it up like a human fucking Henry. Imagine that, a human Henry, love. It'd be amazing, wouldn't it? I could soak up all. I really would. I'd soak up all this fucking misery and shit that you lot are having to fucking deal with, and the other people. Not fuck them who fucking stand outside clapping like fucking mongs, but fucking people that know what's going on and just feel so fucking unable to do anything. Anyway, good. You're gonna have to adjust your camera, Owen. I can see you. No. Have you got a cloth? Have you got a cloth right? Yeah, you can just put it over it. There you go. How you doing?
Okay.
Yes,
I'm not too bad. How are you?
I'm great, mate. I'm great. Have you been clapping for the Portuguese NHS?
No. Why would I really want to do that? You know?
I saw some pots and pans behind you. That's all.
The hats, Jason. The hats, whichever way I'm supposed to be pointing. The hats, that way.
Oh, all right. Oh, well, there's two of them. You've got two hats.
There's more hats in the room, but you can't see them. They're not on camera. How you doing, man? You good?
I am, mate. I am. Yeah, feeling a bit sorry for myself. Licked my wounds over the weekend, but you know, now it's hurting me back now, so I'm not doing it anymore. I've had a bath today. You know, I put me.
Did you manage to get in? Did you put your swimsuit on?
I've got like this. I've got a couple of them actually. I've got like these big fucking plaggy bag things that have got elastic at top, and you put them over your shirt, and it stops you from getting wet inside. So, cool. But then again, I've stopped from getting wet.
Nice one, man. Nice one. Well, nice to hear that things are going well. Nice to hear that things are going well, man. Things are good here. Yeah. The sun's come out finally here in Portugal. First day of reopening of everything else. Everything's starting slowly here today. So you got your small shops up to 200 square meters that are opening. But to tell you the truth, as I said to you all the way through this, a lot of the local shops, a lot of the local people have just carried on as normal here in Portugal.
So that's interesting. Sorry, that's interesting. I'm sorry for interrupting you. But so that's interesting that they're starting with smaller shops and then going for increasing the size of the shops that can open. Because I would imagine here what they'd do is all the big fucking Tesco's and all that would be open for they've not even shut. But if they ever had to, then they'd be the ones that would open first. Are the big stores still open in Portugal?
All the major supermarkets that we have here. There's Pingo Doce, Intermarché, Continent, which are the big names really. You do have your Aldi and your Lidl. All those they have been open all the way through this, Jason, here. Obviously there's been restrictions, you know, with I think it's got more ridiculous as the week's gone on with the measuring of how far you can stand the social distancing and everything else. But yeah, they've all been open. You know, it really is literally your small businesses, like the local markets. You know, people will know from the videos that I've done in the past since being here is that I've done videos from the Sunday market in Arashella where I was, and you know, and you can see it's local producers, local farmers, and if you look at the whole thing as a whole, that for me is the main thing, is that they're trying to stop. You know, I mean, you'll see it all over the place. People, and you know, you see it in America that all these people that are growing the crops that would regularly grow the crops, whether it be for a supermarket or anywhere else, they're destroying everything. They are, you know, it's there if people have a look. But you know, thankfully, the culture that's always remained here in Portugal is that when people do grow their own vegetables in the garden, if they have excess, they pass it on to the neighbour. So it's still that heart of community sense that's always been here. But there has been, you know, there are a lot of changes just recently. You know, I've never let politics bother me unless it's on my front door. And recently, having a couple of guests over the last few days, they have been stopped at the nearest roundabout, and only hearing today is that the main motorway, which if you understand, that's only been open since I believe the late 70s, so that's only a short amount of time. This motorway was all, you know, the main routes were all closed off, and police were doing the checks. So for Portugal, for me at the minute, it's changed. Although things have been really, really relaxed through this whole period, and we're changing now, it's kind of changed that the authorities are kind of now questioning people more than before. So that's something I've noticed.
So people definitely are questioning. Do you speak much lingo? Can you hear what people are saying to each other when you're out?
You can. I can understand. Yeah, I am talking to people. I'm talking to people that have been here for a while. I'm talking to, you know, the Portuguese people that I do know that do speak English, and they're, you know, a lot of the people that I know are obviously around the same age group and of the same mindset. I don't tend to associate with people that don't have the same mindset as myself. So it's quite easy that, you know, and it's a nice place. Like I said to you before, Jason, it was amazing when I first came here and going through the experiences that I did with the fires back in 2017 and everything else. And then finding the people that are here and finding out the reasons why they are here. And not just from the UK, you know, it's people from all over the world, not just Europe, from all over the world that decided that they want the lifestyle that they want without having that control over them. You know, my situation has been quite different. Obviously, I've gone through a lot in the time that I have, but what's maintained me is knowing what's going on. You know, despite everything that I've gone through, I've still prepared myself for what's happening now. You know, and I'm quite upbeat about it. You know, in a, so I'm not going to say morbid because it's not morbid, because I've spent 2 years in isolation myself. So, you know, it's been, for me, it's been quite a revelation to have this happen now, in amongst all the things that I've been going through, and be able to experience my emotions, my experience with other people. So it's quite good, you know. It's refreshing to see that people are aware of what's going on. They're doing everything that they can to do it, you know. I stepped out of the UK at the time I did because I felt it was right at that time.
Barry Truce just put something in the chat room. He's put Germany is going heavy on folk. He's seen a few videos today. They arrested 2 women for being too close. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous.
I've seen that, Barry. Yeah. There's also another one from Munich where they're actually pinning. I mean, these are minors, so you're talking, you know, under 16, and actually pinning these kids down with their knees against the faces, you know, on gravel playgrounds, and but all these, and all they're saying is they're doing a peaceful protest. So, and it's like the net's growing tighter and tighter, because I don't know, because people are coming out of the home and speaking. It's as if they're ready with the task force and the media, ready to film it all just to show this, you know, whether to instill fear or anything else. Where it's not, where people are there actually doing peaceful protests and trying to raise a vibration, raise their voice as well, and speak about these things, but they're being, you know, muted for it.
Yeah, and Neil Sanders, who's on tomorrow, has got some ideas about what these protests that are going on in America, who's behind them and what have you. So it should be interesting to learn about that tomorrow. But they are really. I wouldn't say they're going. The videos that we see are quite few and far between, in the UK. But they are pretty fucking, bad. And there's been a couple of cases where officers have been suspended because they've been too heavy-handed, or they've said that they'd make something up.
Well, there was something I was watching today about an ex-Marine. And he did a video. I can't remember. It's one of the big rallies in the States. And this is the other thing I meant to ask, and I don't know if anybody can answer this in the chat room. With your YouTube and everything else, I don't know if it's country specific or anything else like that. But are people getting videos from all over the place? Because I'm finding that I can, if I search, if I'm getting videos, if you go to particular groups on Facebook, you're seeing videos of protests from all over the world. And from my point of view, I'm just wanting to know if anybody in the chat room is getting any sort of restrictions in the UK of what they're seeing.
I don't know. You don't know, though, do you? You don't know whether they're restricting what you're seeing and they're just showing you little bits and bobs.
Algorithms can change, can't they? Algorithms can change on the computer. They can set whatever they want, can't they? If you look at what we're looking at, as with social media with Facebook, that's the only outlet that we'll get where we're getting worldwide news. So that's the thing that I was looking at, because I certainly see things. I certainly see things online, and when I mention it to people in the UK, they've not seen it. So I'm obviously sharing stories with them from what I'm seeing, So that's the reason. That's the reason why I ask it. So I said that yes, and then there's one or two other comments in there in the chat room. But it's just crazy that I'm seeing a lot of stuff, and when I explain it or try and mention it, it's kind of not poo-poo, but it's just dismissed in a nice kind of way. And then a week later, the same person's talking about the very same thing I was talking about the week previous. So that leads me to think that I'm maybe, seeing things that other people have been blocked from seeing, which can happen now.
Yeah, of course it can happen. You only need to, I suppose, just have two Facebook accounts on, that have got different IP addresses, and have one on it just put kittens and fucking shit on there, and then you'll see all sorts of shit. But you'll have your own one, and if you're anything like me, I mean, I very rarely post anything. I'm just going to take this off because it feels like a fucking lanyard. That makes me feel like a slave. That's it. See, slaves used to wear chains, now they wear lanyards.
Jason, it was only a participant's medal.
It wasn't. It was winner.
I'm joking. It's just
Winner's medal.
A reference to a poor joke. So.
I won it. Honestly, I won it when I played in goal on I shouldn't really have been playing because I weren't really. I run Warfarin. I got a really bad bang on the head during game.
Did you have to inject yourself with the Warfarin?
No, I take pills.
Well, I had a blood clot on my lung a few years ago, and when I was in hospital, and there was this horrible Indian nurse, and she may as well have been like Fatima Whitbread and took a long run up. And for those of you who don't know Fatima Whitbread, she was a good javelin thrower, and she would stab me with this bloody needle to give me Warfarin injections. And I ended up complaining to the consultant, and it turned out that 2 days later I was doing the injections myself because this woman was lethal. Anyway, I digress.
I think Fatima Whitbread and Bruce Jenner changed psyches, didn't they? Really, I mean, but she's got a big pair of bollocks. That's Fatima. I'd love to see what she looks like now. She's probably a really lovely woman, and when you've got a well-built woman that's not really doesn't look like she should be, and she's got this.
She's probably done the Atkins diet. She's done the Atkins diet, man. She's done the Atkins diet.
Yeah, exactly. And they had this fucking other week. I was watching an old Bullseye and they got it. Well, must have been Christmas, so they you know how they get somebody on a dart player and a dart player for money for charity. Shut the fuck up, Watson. In your cage now, you little bastard. Oh. What were I saying? Oh yeah. And so it was so instead of having a darts professional to come and raise money for charity by throwing darts, right? They got fucking Tessa Sanderson on, right? And Jim Bowen says to her, and I sat there honestly, I didn't know how long ago it were. I sat there honestly, like totally aghast, and he says, "Have you got darts tonight or spears?" Fucking, I thought I said, "What the fuck?" Fucking, you know, it just. Anyway,
it's funny you talk about that. I was talking to somebody the other day, and this kind of sums up the way that the BBC control their artists, let's say. And it was, I think it was a 5 Live interview with Richard Bacon and Jim Davison. I remember Jim Davison because obviously I grew up in the 70s and 80s and all the rest of it, but the Chalky and the OK Man and all the rest of it. And in the interview with Richard Bacon, I think there was a comment from a lady and he'd made a sexist remark. Now, I'm not, you know, complimenting or, you know, saying what he said about women was right. But the point was, is that he made the point back to this woman to quiet her down. And then he was challenged by Richard Bacon. And Richard Bacon brought into this the whole racist thing of his Chalky White character that he did. And Jim Davison actually mentioned, it's somewhere on YouTube, Jim Davison actually mentioned that it was the BBC that made him carry on with this. It wasn't his thread. And if people are so uncertain about paying the TV licenses, just have a look at Jim Davidson and once you see that and you see other comedians as well that had to toe the line because they was following a plan, an agenda, if you will. But it's just something worth to look into because, you know, the more time I've been listening to Raconteurs news, the more time I've spent, you know, all the time I've spent on my own and everything else, all I've done is just stick my head in the computer and have a look at things. And it's so amazing when you start connecting the dots. You know, it's crazy.
When you mentioned Richard Bacon, I mean, for fuck's sake, how that can't ever. If that's an example of somebody who was a child or in some sort of child school, acting school, got
like a Disney kid.
Yeah, got bummed as fuck and then told, well, I'll tell you what, we'll give it a bit of a career. Because he started off on Blue Peter, didn't he? And then he were on 5 Live. And I also heard an interview that he did on 5 Live. How, for fuck's sake, he got on 5 Live? I don't know. I mean, it was same with Simon Salad Cream. Why was Simon Mayo on 5 Live? What an utter fucking prick. That cunt, you know what, he got so fucking obsessed with fucking Harry Potter films and books that he started writing his own books and that, you know, and he went on and now he's got this new fucking classical music radio station. I think they call it fucking Scala or something. Mark Kermode. This interview that Richard Bacon was doing was with James Delingpole, who writes for, I think, The Guardian. And he'd written an article that questioned climate change. And he just did not get a fucking chance to. You want to look it up, James Delingpole, Richard Bacon, James Delingpole, 5 Live, and it is it's amazing. I was sat there. I remember where I were because I was sat waiting for. I'd finished work and I was just sat waiting so that I could go in and load up. You know, when it was my time. And so sometimes I used to go to fucking Plumber Park, you know, where because sometimes you could stumble across some doggers every now and again. Kidding, by the way. It's just a lovely place to be, and I could sit in the van and have and sit and watch, you know, squirrels and shit like that. And I was fucking furious. I was absolutely fucking furious. If you've got to find that. I hate the cunt, mate. Fuck, it's from Mansfield, isn't it? That says everything. Fucking Mansfield. When I worked in Mansfield, it was a fucking dog hole. They said, Jason, we've got this club in Mansfield. It's huge. It's on 3 floors. He says it's absolutely massive. It's fucking got a 1,500 quid, 1,500 person, 1,500 people capacity, and you know it really what it really needs because you to go in and say, because I used to go into clubs that were failing and to music policy ran and you know sort everything out. It really needs you. It really needs you. Went on fucking Friday night for my first night and the fucking bouncers killed some cunt on stairs. So when I'm fucking going to work Saturday, I'm walking past that fucking police tape. Just what a fucking doghole Mansfield is. Sorry to anybody from Mansfield. We've lost a few listeners.
It's gone down by 20. Sorry.
I'm really sorry, but that was called Coyote Wild, that pub in Mansfield, and it had a honestly it had a fucking, you know, one of them booking Bronco machines.
Oh, the booking, yeah, the Bulls, yeah.
Yeah, it had one of them, but it was suspended above the dance floor. So you put it down early doors, and then people would use it, and then it'd go back up. You think he said, there's people dancing under that. It must weigh at least 8 tons. And it's got these, you know, we're in Mansfield and all, don't forget. You know, the land of health and
safety. Just give me a quick second. I'm just gonna go off screen for a minute and answer Barry's question. Back in a second.
Okay, Barry's got a question. And did they have pole dancing, Jace? Polish dancing? No, but I did get told to ethnically cleanse 1 bar, which we were a fucking shame. Fucking wanker of a manager. Listen, give us a thumbs up if you can, please. It's always nice to have thumbs up and you know, and that good old thumb up, you know, a reach around. That's what we need around here, isn't it? Instead of thumbs up and thumbs down, right? They could do thumbs up if you liked it, and reach around if you really liked it.
Sounds good.
Reckon?
That sounds good.
To YouTube tomorrow.
Right, Barry asked me a question. Barry said, is wine cheap in Portugal? So, Barry, this is a box of wine, and it is 5 litres, and it costs less than a £5. So there you go. 5
litres for a £5. What's it taste like though? Does it taste like?
It's 13%, and it's really good.
Is it from?
For me, if I was to explain something, way back when they had Salazar regime, which was very much controlled here in Portugal, and when that ended was the late 60s, early 70s, which is just the beginning of the EEC. Not the common market or the European Union, but the EEC. And Portugal was the very last country to join that. And what happened is that they lost the production of their wine, they lost the production of their olives, and they were given eucalyptus and pine because of the paper industry, blah, 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 toilet paper industry, whatever, which has significance now, toilet paper industry. But yeah, so I would say that if they didn't lose that and lose out that because they were the last into the EEC, is that Portugal's wine production and olive oil production would have been one of the best in the world. My opinion, because I've tasted it and I've sampled it. Everybody, if you look at a lot of the, in particular after the fires in 2017, if you look at all the places that you can now all see all the landscape, you'll see that they're all actually wine terraces and olive groves. But that was lost way, way back when Portugal joined the EEC. So they lost a lot of their livelihood in that production of all those products. So a lot of people did, though, didn't they?
A lot of people did lose their livelihoods in that time. I mean, you're talking fishermen in this country. I mean, I don't.
What people? It's the same. It's the same as the UN. These are created bodies that aren't government run. These are privately run companies, associations that are doing this and going into countries and saying, we can do this for you, we can inject this sort of money for you. But then they've got a hold. And that's what the European Union was, or the EEC was like. If you look back in the history of it, if you look at Ted Heath, there were ways that they got him to sign the treaty for the UK to go into that. So it's just a matter of connecting the dots and see where everything is. And, it makes sense at the end of the day that these people are all involved in it. Even today, what's happening today, if you look back and connect the dots, it's all involved. It's one purpose. But it's getting the message out there, isn't it? And telling other people that and getting other people to understand that in the best way possible.
It is. I've just had a weird thing happen. The cursor just moved on its own. I don't know if you saw me just moving cursor, but it just moved on its own to end broadcast.
Wow.
So I've moved it away again. Let's see if it goes by. People, sorry, let me have a look here. Here we go. Peter, what's he said? Cakey pig, Jesus was the Son of Man. That's why. Son of Man.
I like that, cakey pig. That's probably one of the best words I've heard in a long while, cakey pig, because I'm sure that's from a movie, and I'm sure it's either Rita Sue or Bob Sue or something like that. But cakey pig is something that just strikes me. That's why I resonate to that. So cheers. I can see it on Peter Paul things there. So tell me what movie is it from?
Oh, it's interesting. I went to back in days.
Sorry, I'm just reading something that Webby's just put on. Coronavirus, Tanzania, or testing kits questions after goat and papaya test positive. That's Webby that's in there. But there is, there's still this. I've seen this. I think it's Nigeria. And it almost looks like an energy drink in a bottle. This is why I question it a bit. And it's this cure that's gone. Have you seen that today as well?
No, I've not. No. Is there a cure?
It looks like it's like in a I don't know, in a drink bottle, a cordial bottle or something. But it's another cure that's appeared. But then again, if you look at Nigeria, if you look at the whole geography of the place and what's going down there, maybe they have got a natural remedy that's there. Because they are popping out all over the place. You've seen it, I've noticed that Donald Trump's looking at he's dumped all the figures and all the facts and figures that's coming from WHO and Fauci and all the rest of it. He's dumped all that, and he's gone to the other testing method that have proved right. And if you look at other countries as well, which I've been doing over the past few days, is that everybody else is trying the alternative method rather than looking at the figures which they know have been altered. So it's not as if it's just the people that are sat indoors that are going, hang on, this is all wrong. There are people that are there. I just think it's the more people shout and do something about it, I think the more action is going to happen.
I was just thinking then, when you were talking about that it's in Nigeria and Kenya and that area is where it is, I was going to start getting emails from people saying, I'm a Nigerian prince. My father is the true.
I am writing to you today. I am writing to you today because everybody in my group has done.
I have cure for coronavirus.
Anybody, I don't mean to cause any sort of offense, but it's great. But
yeah, that's probably what is going to happen. Anybody else want to join on? I've sent Webby the link, but I think he's been fashionably late, shall we say? He likes to make his entrance, does Webby. Super Leeds is still over there in the chat room. We were talking about.
Dawn has just asked, where you from? Oh, in Manchester. Originally, yep. Was in Yorkshire for 25 years, went back to Manchester, got married, came to Portugal, got divorced, and I'm still here.
There you
go, Don.
Jesuit Superior General admitted COVID-19 is their mission to transcend all of mankind into one Roman, in brackets, Babylonian Catholic Universal Church quarantine. Sorry, quarantine is their permanent spiritual exercise. So, there's so many ideas about what it could be. There's 5G, well, that's gone quiet, hasn't it? 5G is going to be.
It hasn't. I mean, it's been quiet here in Portugal because thankfully, just before the lockdown in Portugal, locked down themselves way before everybody. Well, as soon as Spain did, we went, hang on, fuck that, we're closing the borders. So we've been quite lucky. But before then, there was about to be the bidding for the 5G, which is NOS, N-O-S, if anybody wants to have a look at that, nos.pt. They're the leading company for the 5G going out in Portugal. If you, I didn't do it when I was on the show the other night, but I will definitely leave the link in. I've got it here somewhere of a map which will show you where 5G has been implemented, being tested, not yet being rolled out. And that's a good site to have a look at. Portugal, like I said, Portugal at the moment, we have nothing apart from these two sites that are pending, which is in Lisbon and Porto, which are the main two cities where the airports are. So, yeah. But it is, you know, we've been quite fortunate here with that. The 5G thing hasn't been the issue. And the whole COVID, if I'm being honest, hasn't really been the issue because village life is as such because people are, you know, that far apart from Lisbon, Porto, and obviously the Algarve, you know, down that way where it's all the main tourist places. So anybody out there in the country, like a lot of us are in central Portugal, it's life as normal as such. Obviously, you know, the police and the law and everybody else is around, but yeah, it's funny. But I did post, like I said the other night, I posted a couple of videos of me being at the supermarket the other day where a guy is quite liberally just spraying where people are queuing up, you know, spraying the trolleys before people have had them. And I'd posted the video just literally asking the question, not saying what the fuck is this guy doing, but it had been nice to know from the local council or the local government what chemicals are being sprayed, which makes sense to anybody. Yeah. You know, not the point that it's just going around liberally spraying over, but what's in it first, because that's what matters, doesn't it? To everybody's health.
Yeah, of course he does. I mean, what's he going to? I mean, what's he spraying? Is he spraying weeds and that? Does he think people are going to bend over and touch weeds or pick?
No. Listen, Jason. What I'll definitely try to do, because I'm lucky because the way I've set things up tonight is that I'll try and put it into the chat room or whatever I can. Like I've got it on another screen, so I'll try and load it up and just show you. And all I'm literally doing is waiting to go into one of the local supermarkets, and we're just queuing outside. And you can see a guy in he's in one of the paper plastic suits and with a mask on, and he's just spraying down everything, bollards, walls, trolleys. You know, not really giving any sort of, and I think that's the thing about it, regardless of whether we're in a pandemic or not, you know, is that if anybody's spraying anything around you, obviously your main health and safety is your first concern. So for me, I would want to know what's in that you're spraying. If it's disinfectant, what's in that disinfectant? You know, you can't just tell me it's disinfectant or it's a bleach. If there's a carcinogen in there, I want to know about it. And I think this is why I posted it the other day and I said, probably the reason why I didn't get that many comments, because, you know, regardless to how many followers I have on Facebook, is that I don't think they really read the messages that I write. Because I put that on and said, question everything. Just for the simple facts, to question the chemicals that are in what he's spraying. Not the fact that they're going through a pandemic, but you have to question these things anyway.
Exactly, you should question everything. I always make my missus eat a bit of my dinner beforehand, so I know she's not poisoned it. And it can't be, it's not random. I point to the bit that she's got to eat.
But so, today here now, everything's opened up. But for the first time, I didn't go to a supermarket. But there are security guards that will not allow you entry unless you're wearing your mask. And this is one of the things about it, regardless to how much they put this in place and instill on people, what people need to think is that regardless that they may feel safe because everybody's wearing masks in the supermarket, how many people have touched that tin? How many people have touched that jar? How many people have done that? And that's where you have to turn off the belief system of that wearing the mask is the protective measure. Because germs are going to spread in other ways, not just through the mask, through touching, through everything else. So it's bollocks that you should wear a mask when you're having that sort of contact. To me, that's my opinion and my truth.
Yeah, of course it is. I mean, you need to know what's being sprayed. It's for a start. I mean, is it even necessary? This is what people should be asking first of all. Is this really necessary? Is it all really necessary? And yeah, I mean, people are coming round with. I mean, my dealer came round yesterday and he got a pair of gloves on. For fuck's sake, man. You know what I mean? And I thought to myself, for Jesus Christ.
I've got to tell you about that. Even here with the lockdown and how remote people are, and people are remote here, central Portugal, and then to go to somebody's house and being stopped at the gate, and if you imagine the gate's probably about 500 meters away from the property, somebody coming out to you and then saying what you would say, and then you presenting them with money. Excuse me, just give me a second, let me just shut this down. And then the guy returning back to you, with a pair of with the plastic gloves in his hands, wants to take the money from your pockets. But people are that far apart, but yet they're still acting as if you've seen them last night in the pub or something. Pubs here, you don't have pubs like you would like in Haywood in Greater Manchester. You could go every other door. There would be a pub back in the day. Here, pubs, clubs or bars are very few and far between. So it's not, and I think that's what it is, because of the fear and everything that's been instilled on everybody, is that everybody's, afraid to talk to one another. The same, the very same supermarket that the guy was spraying, and Alice and everybody else in the chat room. I will put the video up, even if the show goes up. I'll put the link up in the comments. But if you just look at it, there are people that are still there that don't have masks on, and that's what it's been like. I think what it is, I think you can probably, if you think about it, really, if you look at any sort of supermarket queue, you can probably realize the people that do watch mainstream media and TV that would do that, because obviously they're all wearing the mask and they're all, they're stepping back 2 or 3 steps when you're stood in front of them in the queue. So, it's that. So, but, I try to avoid that. The sun's getting brighter, the ground's really good, so loads of veggies and everything else is going in, all the herbs going in. So, yeah, everything's good.
It's all good, man. It's all good over there in Portugal. While over here in this country, we have to stand 2 meters apart. And because we can't calculate 2 meters, there are circles on the ground. Stand in a circle. Oh, here we go. Stand in a circle. Just wait till football season. The sheep will start getting angry then. The football season should still be on. So they should be mad by now.
Just give me a minute, Jason. Jason, just give me a minute. I'll be back with you in 1 second. Is that okay?
No problem, mate.
Webby, good do. Back in a second. Cheers, guys.
How you doing, Webby?
All right, son.
I'm all right. What's that? What you know?
I'm in Facebook jail, mate. I can't comment, I can't post, I can't do fuck all apart from read. So anybody who's like asking me questions and that, I needed somebody to just post on that. I'm not ignoring people. I've been put in Facebook jail for 2 posts from 6 months ago last year, and they said it's built up. This is your 3rd one in 6 months, even though they've already given me 20 days Facebook jail already this year. But they've said they've gone back to last year, and I think the one that tipped it over the edge was Adolf Hitler, the greatest story never told. They whipped me straight off after I posted that today.
Wow, man! Wow, and that's Facebook jail. It's quite an experience, isn't it? I mean, have you been arse raped yet?
No, but it feels like it at the minute, because on the other bands they just wouldn't let me post any articles I could type. So what I was doing was I could copy the address, post that, but take the preview off so there was no link, because it would accept the paste, and then I would screenshot the the article, the front page of it, and post it. So I was still getting to post, but it won't let me like anything or nothing on.
They knew you'd sussed them. You got it. You've got a system in place, which meant no, you might be able to lock Webby up, but you can't lock Webby up.
I'll tell you what, though, I've removed another 32 fucking fact checkers off my Facebook today.
Oh, they're fucking terrible, aren't they? The thing is that many on him. You know, the fact checker, fact check, fucking check
fact checking. And another one was something stories. I had shitloads of them as well.
You know, yeah, it's fucking incredible. The amount of fucking shit. I mean, fucking Facebook jail. I mean, how fucking wank is that? You know, I got a warning. Not a warning. Didn't get a warning. I just got told that because I went on the earlier on today. I had cause to go on to the Raconteurs news email, which is Andy's old one. So it's andypandy17@gmail.com. And I went on, and it said that one of the pictures had been removed, and it was that picture, you know, that I put up the other day. I think everybody will know the one. The one of the two ladies walking out of the sea, and they both got T-shirts on.
Yes.
T-shirts. Yeah, so yes, YouTube weren't very happy with me for that, so they removed that. I don't know why. They weren't no showing. I mean, I could show I could show somebody. I could show somebody's entire breast as long as the nipple ain't showing. I could, I can do that. I could post somebody in a dress where really their entire tits are fucking showing, and then they've got this little thing where that covers the nipples. I could post that. But this, no nipples, you couldn't see any nipples. You could just see the outline and shape of nipples. So potentially there may have been nipples under there. Well, they couldn't prove it, could they? Couldn't prove a thing. But they still banned it.
The Facebook jail I did in January was a post that said that went against the community standards. This is why when I've emailed them and asked them for some feedback, I never get it. But they actually banned me for 3 days in January for posting "Love, Light and Healing. God bless." That was against community standards, mate. And I actually screenshotted that, so I've got that for posterity.
What do you reckon? Because this probably will take about 45 minutes. But what do you reckon to? I'm very suspicious of how banned somebody is, and that yet they're everywhere.
I know what you mean. I know what you're getting at. Yeah, how can you be banned and taken off every platform and yet promoted by mainstream media? Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah.
It's.
Go on.
Well, it's interesting what's going on there, isn't it? It's there's a lot. I think there's a lot of factors that people have got to take in now, because there's a lot of people on a lot of fronts. Some that we've had on shows who are quite prominent, like international common law courts and justice and stuff like that. They're now coming to a prominence. People who I've spoken to in the past, they're all talking about things getting better, and it's all linked with this drain in the swamp. For some reason, my wall was flooded with QAnon stuff today.
Yeah, and it's nonsense, isn't it? It's mostly nonsense. I've watched a few videos. Where they pop up every now and again, and I think they're called X22 videos. But since I started listening, I thought, well, actually, what they're saying makes sense. He's done this and that and that, and yada yada yada. And then sort of by week 3, I'm thinking, well, this fucking this realize, this huge epiphany that we're all going to have just weren't going to happen. And so I thought they just kept trying to they were just trying to keep people, reading what they've got to say. listening to it.
Well, the video. You're right, Owen, lad. The video I've seen today was something called Fall Cabal. It's in 10 parts, about 15 minutes each section, and it's written by a woman called Janet Osterbard, and it does a lot of links. It's very David Icke, how it is lit, how she's joining dots. And you'll see a lot to do with, adrenochrome comes in. You see how she links the Dutch royal families with the British royal families and the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds. There's a lot of good information in there. But again, it is this QAnon stuff, and she does point out how people in the swamp, i.e. the CIA, FBI, all the 3-letter acronyms, people have been removed from these posts. That's what she's pointing at. Again, you still get this, there's going to be these massive arrests soon. And, like I said, I'm open-minded. I'm willing to wait. Like you said, Jason, the information's there. It does kind of make sense. But we've got to see the way QAnon on this video kept promoting it was, there's going to be world peace. There's going to be world peace. As soon as somebody mentions world peace, I'm going, right, okay, I'm going to have to start switching on here now.
But it's like you see, you've got to see the proof, haven't you? It's like the stuff, wasn't it? I remember a couple of weeks ago, it was going about Tom Hanks and his wife being done in Australia. I don't know if I've repeated myself because I've been, if I'm repeating anybody else because I've been off camera. But with the Tom Hanks stuff, Tom Hanks, there's something online at the moment about Tom Hanks giving a speech to a university in the States, which was only a couple of days ago. I think it was for some graduates. But, it's like we were saying before, is that you will see things and hear things in the press that are saying that Tom Hanks has been arrested over all this and this has happened with his wife or whatever else. But yeah, this is surfaced on there. But then again, on another point, something else that I saw the other day was that there is software that's out now that will replicate somebody else's face. Hey!
Hello. Good evening.
Uni.
Good afternoon, Peter Griffin Jr.
Well, at least it's better than being called Jabba the Hutt again.
I'm only messing with you.
You haven't carried through.
How's lockdown at your end?
How you doing, Uni?
Yes. Well, I mean, I haven't been feeling too good lately because I dropped my pills completely, and I've been. I'm not gonna lie, I've been feeling like shit, both figuratively and literally. But I'm trying. And then I got my mom on constantly telling me, "Take your pills, take your pills." I'm like, I don't even say anything because like.
Okay, can I say something?
Uni, are you?
Take your pills.
Go on, Jason. Sorry.
Don't just stop your pills. You take your pills and then you wean yourself off them. Don't just stop. That's not nonsense. It's just going to do you no good. What you've got to do is what's best for you. And if the pills help, try and lower the dose if you can. But it's still using. Sorry, go on, Owen.
No, I was just going to reiterate what you were just saying. If it's your choice to come off those tablets, Uni, you need a backup. Your body needs a backup. So find a natural remedy that will alleviate the pain that you may be going through now. Find a natural backup to that, rather than just coming off what you're coming off. And like Jason says, wean yourself off it slowly. Don't just stop, because obviously you're going to get a reaction in your body then when you're doing that. So find a natural alternative that's going to help you come down, and use that in the nicest possible way. But you need something that's going to alleviate that naturally, and that will sort the pain out that you're going through now from the chemical drugs that you have been taking. But wean yourself off them.
Yeah, I used to take 3 pills. I dropped one of them in like a couple months ago. And then like a month ago, I dropped sick. I dropped another one, and I've been taking one off at a time. And then a few days ago, I just came off it. I took off the last one. Trying to see. Because I don't like taking pharmaceutical drugs. Yeah, and
you have the time. You have the time to have a look online and research. Medical holistic remedies that will solve the problem that you're going through. I mean, look at the internet that we've got. Look at the symptoms. All you have to do is put the symptoms in, look for a natural remedy. It will be there. You just have to research it. It's like anything. Research it, because the pain that you're going through, if you don't like the pain that you're going through now, the best thing you can do is find the solution. You've got it there. Right in front of you.
It's in front of you.
That's a good
Take your fucking pills. Until you find a solution to get off, take your fucking pills. And I'm telling you that, right? That's not me being naggy and your mum. I'm not your mum. That's me. I'm telling you, take your pills. If you want to come off them, you wean yourself off them. Go to your doctor and say, I want to come off these pills. He'll help you. Okay? So don't just come off them, please.
We all want to help. Yeah. We all want to help you, man.
Yeah.
That's it. We all want to help you.
You fucking and you've ruined fucking May the 4th be with you day.
I think Disney already ruined that enough.
Hey, it's been quite a good day. Good days for me today. My current landlord at present, it's his birthday today, so I've cooked some good grub and we've had a really good day. So it's been a good May the 4th for me today.
I've got a video earlier on today, Taylor. The Washington State, is that where you are? Washington State.
Yeah.
They're out in protest there right now about this lockdown.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, I believe so. They've been on the town hall steps waving placards and honking horns and all that. And in fact, I had to rewind it, Owen, because it said, "Look at all these people here, loads, honkies." And I went, "What? Did he say honkies then?" And it was honking, as in horns. But I had to listen twice to it, mate.
I've seen. It's funny, isn't it? But do you know what? To me, right now, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because I'm sure anybody that had the right sort of heart would understand where it's coming from. Yeah? If we think of how political correctness has sectioned us off and divided us all, if anybody really listened to that, it would love it. I've always said, the times that my dad would be talking to one of his white friends, and I'm using this in the situation, is that my dad would discuss Love Thy Neighbour back in the 70s, and they would laugh about it. And that's what it is. It's laughing about life. It's not laughing about somebody's colour of the skin. Laughing about life and life situations and what it's got on you and how you deal with it.
Sorry, Owen, but
that's the difference, isn't it?
Some comedy, it is about.
I don't care. I've had it with the man with the gun. What was that, Baldy?
I was just saying, sometimes
there's a bit of a delay.
It is about the colour of the skin. The punchline is the colour of the skin. I saw an old Only Fools and Horses the other day.
Maybe I don't know if it was my internet or not, but I didn't get that last bit, Jason. I didn't get it at all. Sorry, man.
Oh well, I said
yes.
Yeah, I said sometimes it's the colour of the skin is part of it. It's part of the gag. It's such as I watched an Only Fools and Horses.
But if you look at the writers, and where they. If you look at.
What's going on, Watson? What's
going on?
No, Jason, I disagree with you there. I
don't even know why he's disagreeing with you on
the colour of the skin makes it the difference.
No.
The colour of the skin makes a difference because then you're questioning people's thoughts.
No, I'm talking about.
What is going on?
Watson, get down. You're obviously fucking. Yeah. He's got his fucking. Obviously got his 5G collar on. Come on. Yeah. Oh. Say bye bye to everybody and stop at me.
Go on, bite him again. Bite him again.
What I was saying is. What I was saying is that sometimes the colour of the skin is important. As in, I was watching an old.
Well, yeah, get his other hand. Get his other hand.
I think Owen's lagging a bit, mate. I think his internet's a bit behind.
I think you're a bit behind, Owen.
No, I can hear. I'm here. I'm listening to you. I'm just stood still. I'm just sat here listening to what you're saying. You're saying the colour of the skin is important.
Yeah,
About 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, I did say that about 10 minutes ago. Sometimes, don't laugh too loud at you.
I am here.
But they were an old Only Fools and Horses on, right? And Del Boy had spotted. Been talking to this little kid on sat on thingy, and he said his mum were going to be mad with him, and so he gave him 50 pence, and then the kid said, "What about my brother?" And he said, "Where's your brother?" And he said, "He's over there," and he pointed over, and it were a little black lad. So it obviously weren't his brother. So he said, "Oh yeah, I'll give him 50 pence as well." So he says, "What's your mum mad with me? What's your mum mad with you about?" And he said, "Well, I've just let that car tyres down on that 3-wheeler." It seems to have done it. It seems to have frozen.
Owen?
Have you frozen, Owen?
He's got that 1990s freaking Microsoft.
No, I'm still here. I'm still here.
Right, okay.
No, I'm still here. I'm still here. I just didn't get it.
4:30.
I'm still here. I'm still here.
We can't hear it. I'll have to talk to you.
I must be very slow then.
What I meant
Listen,
was.
I'll try. Listen, I'll retry the I'll retry the link on my PC.
If you don't mind me interrupting, here these are what I've been taking. I don't know if you can see it. It's fucking too dark. There we go. The lighting's kicking in.
Okay.
I can't see what they're called.
What
they're called?
See, what are they called? Venlafaxine. I think I pronounced it.
Venlafaxine.
Yeah. These are what they look like. I've been taking. I used to take 3 of these, but I tried dropping it down. Down to like 1. These are what I've been taking for. I've been taking it for at least 15 years now, and it's it's been after learning everything I have about the about how pharmaceutical works and all that, I'm just like, I want to come off of them. I don't want to be one of those freaking. I don't want to be one of those guys dependent on pharmaceutical drugs to get by. And I posted a video a couple of days ago. No, actually, it was yesterday, and I got some people in the comments who were basically telling me I'm going through withdrawal symptoms at the moment, and I'm not sure if that's entirely true, but but
Yes,
like, because I've been like shivering and like having like diarrhea problems and stuff like that. It's and this isn't the first time I've tried coming off the pills completely. This has happened before, and like these results have been what's kind of like making me afraid of doing it completely. If that makes any sense.
Is that better, Owen?
Hopefully, is that better now? Can you hear me?
Is that better, Owen?
It's fine. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Is that better? Can you hear us?
I can hear him just fine.
You can hear me. Cool.
I can hear you. I'm
Cool.
sure Webby can hear you as well.
He's busy.
Yeah, I'm trying to answer somebody. Somebody who's asking me some stuff. Yeah,
Sorry,
I can hear everybody fine.
Sorry, Paul.
I'm just saying I can hear everybody fine.
Cool. I just had some feedback on my phone. I switched my phone off. Sorry about that.
Yeah, let's have a closer look at Taylor's bedroom. Look at that.
That's some weird shit going on there on the wall, isn't it?
Can you see there, right in that corner, there's some lube. He's just walking past the door.
You can't say that. He's back here now, man.
Very, very good, very good.
Oh dear me, you've moved.
Well, oh, by the way, I wanted to ask, is this like a better setup for my camera rather than it being on the bed? Like, is this any better?
Well, it's a lot better than you laid on bed.
I have it in front of I have it on a desk where my TV sits. So
we see it don't look really good. You know, I'm sat here with this green screen, and you're sat laid there on your bed with your hand down your knackers, scratching all the time.
I'm not scratching nothing though.
I'm gonna find this. Can I put something to Webby? You know the message I sent you earlier on. Did you manage to read the translated version?
No, it won't let me change anything.
I'm going to read it to you if I can. So it goes here. Defender, Liverpool defender Dejan Lovren, excuse the pronunciation, does not hide his opinion on social media about tackling his corona crisis. The Corona International hinted on Instagram last month that he's opposed to vaccination and against the coronavirus. And in recent days, he has taken it a step further on social media. So he's been promoting David Icke, and in particular the thing that was on London Live yesterday. Now, I've known you for a while, and you know my football likings as well. And I've always said, up until a point, and you'll probably pass that same point with myself as well, is football really doesn't matter anymore. In the greater scheme of things, football doesn't matter anymore. But when you see something like this, you have to kind of question it. And I've questioned it for the simple fact is this bridging a gap that was never opened before? Do you understand what I'm saying?
There was another case of a footballer, weren't there, who posted something on Twitter about Rockefellers and Rothschild bankers owning World. Yeah, I think he was a third. He played for Rochdale or someone like that.
Right.
Anyway,
so, Well, I think the point is that it's and I look at it this way, and it hurts me to say this way, but let's just talk about football. And I apologise to anybody that's not interested in football. But they decide that they're going to stop the Premier League and give Liverpool the trophy. So, you know, if you think about the coronavirus lockdown, football's never going to be the same again next year or forever on. But you've got Premier League champions, and one of their players is saying this. It's kind of another pebble drop or a thinking point for people to turn around and look at this. You can either see it in a good way or in a bad way. And this is right. The reason why I mention it, the reason why I brought it up, is for something like that to drop in the press. And I'm not talking about mainstream media because I found it on a football forum, but to find something like that is kind of refreshing and not in the same way.
Yeah, but again, it links in with what Jason touched on about how you can be banned but promoted. Do you get what I'm saying? And you've got people who are in elevated positions, like footballers. People look at, you know, for God's sake, people have held Wayne Rooney up as a role model. You know, if Wayne Rooney couldn't have kicked a ball out, you know, somebody had been handing him a toilet roll. This is the issue. What I've got is, I can see that there's a good, or at least on the face of it, there's a good faction of people that are all coming together, all at the right times, all talking about things that haven't been spoken about, and everybody's pointing at them saying they're shills, they're shills, they're shills. You know, your John Wedges, your David Ikes. You've got all these people who are coming to the forefront, who are managing to get onto decent platforms. You know, it never ceases to amaze me that just this week somebody's popped up on the scene and posted a video. I thought, oh, that's an interesting video. And then I look at the subscriptions, and they've got like 4.3 million subscribers, and I'm going, where have you come from? You know, I've never heard of you before, and I like to think I've got my finger on the pulse type thing, but it's strange. It's very surreal what I see that's going on. And when you look at the grand chessboard, there's a lot of options open to them. They could come in, they could come full on in with the army. A guy sent me a video today that Liverpool, the army have set up at Anfield in the car parks to do testing. They've actually sent letters out now to workers who are about to go back to work. They've to go to this testing station before they go back to work. So there's a lot of different options open to them at the minute.
That's the crazy thing that I've been seeing as well is that I don't know if I'm relying on social media too much for it, but if I look at the people that I know and they're quite spread out, is that there's that block mentality of sitting and waiting. Let's see what goes on. Let's see what happens next. But yet there's 5-7% that are shouting facts and figures and everything. This is the UK, shouting facts and figures that are true and relevant and checkable and plausible and everything else. And yet it's not being seen. And for me, that's one of the most frustrating things about it. Seeing people with rational thought and rational behaviour dismiss something that's quite obvious and quite logical.
Well,
It's me Coffee asked a question in the chat room that apparently has been deleted. I don't know anything about it. If you put it in again, I will put it on the screen and we'll answer it. Sorry, go on. Anybody next? Who are we going to go next?
I wanted to. I just wanted to mention that. Do you guys know about the Men Who Killed Kennedy series? I just wanted to mention that. Does know about the Men Who Killed? Basically, it's it had an episode. The last episode of it was banned from national TV, but like from mainstream media by people like Lady Bird Johnson and them. But the fact that but sorry, I'm having trouble speaking. It's the episode in and of itself wasn't actually telling the truth. It was a double bluff, if that makes any sense. It was banned to make it look like that it was telling the truth, but in fact, it was just like a double bluff, if that makes any sense. So I feel like that could be what goes into people like with David Icke and them. Like even you ban them off the platform to make them look like they're telling 100% the truth and all that, but in fact they're actually just control opposition. But I agree with what 80 said that he definitely does tell some very factual things, and even Alex Jones does. But don't place all your eggs in one basket, basically.
There we go. We've got a question from It's Me Coffee. Can each panel person please give 2 bottles examples of something they do in daily life to live good and fight back with honour and defiance?
What does it mean that give 2 bottles examples?
It might just be different. I don't know what bottles. It might just be it's a typo from nowhere. It just 2 examples. No, so ignore the bottles, as if we can do that. So just get 2 examples, stuff you do every day. That gets you that little bit of a fight back. Go on. We'll start with you, Owen, because we might lose you.
No, I'm still here. Can we, each of the panel, please give 2 bottle examples of something they do in daily life that's good for fighting back in honour and defiance? You know what I do? I go out and help the neighbour with the land. That's one thing. And the second thing is, what do I do? Oh, well, I cook. I cook and give people the food that I cook. Literally, if it's bread I'm making, I give it to somebody down the road. It's the meal that I'm making. I share it with people in the village. Simple.
Taylor.
Well, I'm not going to lie. I can't really say that I do much, but the least that I do is at least try to become as informed as possible. To look at as much conspiratorial information as I can before it all gets removed completely off of platforms like YouTube. And it's not much, but I feel like it's something that even the smallest of people can do.
Go on then, Webby.
I try to spread information that people, certainly people I know, have never heard of or seen before. And because of everything that's going on, those people now are a bit more alert and not, they're not as dismissive. So I like to think that people can't unhear things that they've heard. They can disagree with them, but one way or another, they either have to leave it and ignore it, or they go and try and prove me wrong, and they may learn something on the way. So that could change a life. Acting in honour, stay in credit with British Gas, who sent me a £5 credit check, and obviously in honour with them. So keep acting in honour.
Yeah.
Keep acting in honour. That's all you can do, innit? That's all you can do. I mean,
all
for me,
you can do.
I don't. I'm really ineffectual. I can't. I've been stuck in this house for 2 years. Before that, I used to go to places. I went to Tom Crawford's court hearings. I was up against coppers, taking pictures on them while they were all stood there in front of us, not looking at anybody in eye, and all that sort of stuff. So I used to do stuff. I've used to be in places. Me and AD set up Friends of UK Column 2013, which were a place where we met. People from Sheffield all met up, and we got to about 30 people by the time somebody got us kicked out of the venue. Fucking wanker who came along. But anyway, we did that. We tried to continue that, and I've been doing this show for 4 years. And it's I wouldn't say it's had an effect on my health, but I have had had loads of health issues while I've been doing it. So I don't regret doing it at all, and I don't. I'll never regret doing it. But we've been doing that for 4 years, and so I think that's one or two things. Do I get away with that?
Is that your pension?
Is that me what?
Is that your pension, lad? Have you just justified your pension? Have you justified your pension, lad? No pension talk. Not anymore.
I think at your age, Jason. I think at your age, mate, you might just be hanging on to your pension, because I think it's the over 50s now.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul.
They've gone to the 80s, the 70s, the 60s, and they're culling all them. Now they're coming for you, mate. Now they're coming for you.
It's those pension fighters they're after. That's what they're after.
I saw one of these fucking plans. I don't know whether it were a pension plan or some kind of like, we'll pay for it all. But if you were over 30. Fucking 30. How much money are you going to pay? Say you live to 75. How much money are you going to pay at fucking about fucking 40 quid a month in end when they've upped it that much, and then suddenly they go bust and UD, and you've got no fucking money. Baby, who gives a fuck? See, this thing about who gives a fuck if you don't got no money when you're dead? Fucking leg in a wing into a fucking hole, fill it in. How much does that cost? Fuck all. I don't know how this works out, because this digital
cashless society that's coming in. It's going to be a totally different economy. I'm not sure how we can compare the previous to what is coming, because everybody's caught up and overtook them in many aspects of research and information. The spotlight's on them. They've got to shoot the spotlights out as soon as they can, and they've got all the options open. They could do it slowly. They could let us all come back and then go, oh, it's here again. They could turn 5G on. They could turn 5G on, which will cause flu-like symptoms, could cause a hyperimmune response with the vaccines that they're giving out. And we end up flooding these Nightingale hospitals. The one that they've just mothballed has seen 51 patients.
Is that the one at the Excel? Is that the one at the Excel Centre in London?
Yeah, I think it is. There's 4, isn't there? But
yeah, 4 massive ones.
I was watching a doctor earlier who's talking about last year alone there was 39 million cases of flu and between 30 and 60,000 deaths, which is a low season. We're not even up to 30 yet. This is considered a low flu season.
Lower than average.
Yeah. It's considered a low flu season because it's not even at 30 yet, and we're already in May. And then they're talking about, well, it normally goes away, doesn't it, in summer? Oh, but flu season next time.
I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it one time per show. And it's not going to be a bingo thing, but seriously, they always say patient died after being tested for COVID-19.
Yeah.
After. Not before, because you might not have had it before, but after being tested for. So you have to question what's there. You have to question what's there.
I have to question what the hell are you testing for when you've not isolated the strain that you're saying is COVID? You're testing antibodies, you're testing body tissue that's going to state, yes, you've had flu. A family relative has died last week, and his funeral was this week. No, it wasn't. It was last week. He died the week before. And his funeral last week. Now, I had a message saying that his body had tested twice positive for COVID-19.
You put a video on today,
Paul.
Paul, people need to see the video. That I've saved the video. I've copied it. People need to see the video of that nurse in the US.
So he was twice over.
I know, yeah, I know what you're saying, Paul. But for me, the technical stuff that she's saying is relevant.
It is. I think
very, very relevant.
That's what I'm saying. You've got to take the information, forget the man or the woman. It's the same stuff with David Icke, John Hedger, whatever you want to throw it at me.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what you think about me. Go away and look at the information. That's
it. And that's the problem with all of it now, is that you will see so many things that's out there.
Oh, Webby's livid. He's gone, look.
He's not livid. He's just gone.
We're
livid, Webby. We're livid. What I said. We're livid.
Yeah.
He had to
Will
turn
you
it off.
Stop fucking interrupting me.
I didn't fucking interrupt. Hey, listen. It was more offended at this, I think. He were doing one of his talks, and I only put it on.
No, don't go there.
No, I'm just going to put this. I'm just going to put it up, and I put it up for about 2 seconds. Oh God. And I think it really offended him, and I'm sorry if it did. I didn't mean it to offend him. It was just a joke between me and my missus. Fuck off. Do you know, fucking computers are wank, aren't they? Anyway, I'll not do it. It were a picture. I'll show it one day. It were a picture. It were harmless, but I think it offended him, and I'm sorry if it did. It didn't mean. I weren't meant to. It was. It's a joke between me and my missus. So, anyway, onwards and upwards, as they say in the Dudoin. I wonder if Aidy's watching. Says someone. Well, what lion's share? Don't know. Aid, are you there?
Yeah, Aid's in the comments.
Speech.
Hey. First and foremost is that I have never meant to offend anybody or hurt anybody. I'm just about peace and love. And you above me, just fuck off if you say anything different. Are you? Not you.
Oh, well. Anyway, good evening, Aid. I'm sure if it's you, it doesn't look like you, but it's probably somebody impersonating you. Someone impersonating you, isn't that like the highest form of a compliment if someone tries to be like you? You're all looking at your computers while you talk.
No, in fact, no, I'm not. I'm rolling a joint, if that's okay. Is that all right with you?
No, I'm reading the chat room.
Yeah, so there you go. So don't assume.
You can't be reading you can't be rolling a joint while you're on my show. That's absolutely.
Listen, how many times have you and Adi turned round when I've had fuck all and you just took the piss because you've had some for yourself? It's about time I can have some for myself.
I never took the piss. Fucking hell. Owen.
Yeah, Winston, Delroy.
Is he really calling Lloyd again?
Albacall.
I've been through a lot. I've been Owen. No, it's never. I don't even know what we're talking about. What were we talking about?
Smoking weed and having weed, Jason.
Just a quick one.
What you're talking about?
Quick one for Adi. Who would not want to impersonate Adi?
Maybe it's actually Andy.
I'll see it.
Yeah, Adi and Andy have formed an alliance. They've formed a diabolical plan.
The conspiracy against Raconteurs news.
It'll end up, right, what he'll do is they'll try and shoot me and fucking Webby will jump in way going, no! Take a bullet for me.
Are you kidding? You'll end up just driving down that fucking embankment and tipping yourself out, mate.
With your GoPro on.
While that old lady looks over the edge and goes, "You stupid pillock."
Fucking look down at me and then fucked off the bitch. I'm like, fucking hell, hang on a minute here. I've only got one fucking leg. If you'd not fucking notice, it's not hard to fucking. Oh, I didn't notice. Nobody fucking describes me anymore as being bald.
If you don't mind me asking, whatever happened to the Yellow Vest movement?
They've gone, haven't they?
That's a good question, that.
Again, there is stuff going on, you know, because again on these videos that I've seen, I really can't verify on the times on them, but all around the world, all over the country, these protests have started again in Hong Kong. You know, they took over a month. They've all got masks on and everything, but this is what I'm saying. That lockstep program talked about waiting for the public pushback. The public pushback is happening. It's happening now. Not here.
We're not seeing it.
Yeah, they're not publishing it, but we're not even doing anything yet. I noticed Facebook today have been taking down all the anti-lockdown meetup group. It's been taking all them down today.
I had a couple of videos on the other day. I did. I like to put my message through through music. And there's John Farnham, the Australian guy. You're the voice. You're the voice.
I don't understand. What a fucking horrible song that was.
Jason, if you want to listen to the words again, and just see the shit that we're going through now, and then
the words, fucking, it were like dog shit in fucking 80s. It were fucking everywhere. You could walk into a fucking pub or arcade without the cunt being on. It got too popular. The words being fuck all because they've been lost in all this, like, you know, this over publicity that it had.
Well, what was the last time it was heard? I love him. I love Shinehead.
Shinehead. Yeah, there's loads of songs. Listen to George Michael's songs.
Praying
for Time's like a fucking masterpiece. You know, when fucking Jesus, God, he turned his back. He took back God. He says he turned his back, and then everyone crept out back the back door. You know, that's exactly what fucking happened. God turned his back. And fucking, we've lost it. We've lost all sense of spirituality because we've fucking sold it for iPhones and camcorders and fucking cock rings. You know, fucking the amount of cock rings that I've bought over years. Never fucking learned how to use one. Never in my fucking life learned how to use one.
I'll tell you what, Jason.
Mate, I didn't even know you kept chickens.
I did. But yeah, all right. Yeah.
One of the things. Go on. Oh, sorry, Jason.
I just wanted to say happy 50th birthday to Super Leeds as wife. Is Mrs. She's 50.
Happy birthday, love. Happy birthday, Mrs. Yorkshire.
Yeah, she's 50 years old a week after me. So obviously, she's one of the good people, shall we say? So it's a good testament.
I thought Super Lee didn't have a girlfriend. I thought he was a virgin.
I'm just giggling. I'm just giggling at a comment by Ron Malcolm in the chat room about Rod Hull. Rod Hull, ex-aerial fitter.
Nice one, Rob. Nice one.
Rod Hull, ex-aerial fitter. By the way, Taylor, if you're starting to call people fucking virgins, yeah, I'd start watching out, like glass houses and all that.
People throwing stones.
Chucking stones, lad.
Come on, Jason. Jason, can I just, before we go any further, could we please have the Jamaican accent coming from Jason?
The what? Jamaican?
It's obligatory.
Okay, hang on. I don't know if I can do it. Yeah, the man, innit? I've got the coconuts and my weed, and I'm going to play with my coconuts, and I'm going to smoke my weed. Everything I read.
Oh yeah. By the way, have you noticed all of these famous singers and have been making COVID-19 songs lately? Like like supporting the NHS and all that shit. And they get freaking promoted on mainstream media. Like,
what I have seen the narrative. The narrative's been the same. If you look on the news, everybody's following the same piece of paper. If you look on the TV adverts between the US, all the big companies, your McDonald's, your Burger Kings, everybody else, everybody, we'll look after you. We'll do great. We're all in this together. We're all this. You know what I mean? Fuck off. You know, they're feeding this shit to people. Come to our place. You can do our drive-through. Oh yeah, we'll deliver. And these people go, yeah, we're not cooking tonight, but what shit are they feeding down the fucking throat?
You know, back when Brexit and the Russia
programming at the end of the day, he's programming. Do this, we're open, we're convenient, we're good for you, less time, etc.
That's a good comment in the chat room by Agnostic Gnostic like you. They've got a lockdown Tavistock festival going on. They definitely have. Tavistock know this. Tavistock are having a fucking laugh at this. This 2 meter distancing. It's all going to come down to thermal temperature and surveillance. You know, your aura expands exactly 6 feet 2 meters. So your auric field, they're trying to keep everybody separate. Separating you spiritually, etherically, is that a word? You know what I mean? Or everything is being separated. It's a massive attack, and people don't see it because the mind is still kept constantly entertained. I mean, they're giving Disney Plus for £7 a month. I've heard it's been a lifesaver for some families. This channel, Netflix. What happens if there aren't them? What happens if, whilst everybody's busy, shit's going on?
I've never understood why people use Netflix and stuff anyway. It's like, why would you pay for a service when you could just watch all the shit online for free anyway? It's like,
because it's too much of a fucking mess about. I've got one of them fucking free things, and if I want to find something, it takes me such a fucking load of fucking farting about. But if it's on Netflix, I pay fucking $7.99 a month for it, and I click it, and it's there.
yeah, it's different here in the U.S. I used to have Netflix, and most of the shit that I was looking for on my wasn't on there. Like if you try searching for any Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Not much porn on there, Taylor.
There's something that Webby was saying before. I've just put in the chat room there. There's something that you can find on YouTube that's a free movie that's called The Celestine Prophecy, which is going on about energies and taking energies away. I urge anybody to look at that. And just to refer back to what Webby was saying just a couple of seconds ago, because it's right. We're talking about energy fields, talking about vibrations, everything else. But for me, the Celestine Prophecy explained it to me, because I'd heard lots of people talk about it and how they felt about being in the presence of being vice versa. So watching a film like that for me was a great eye opener. So I may be teaching you all sorts of kegs here, but I would say to anybody just to watch that, because it's not just about the film and what it shows, it's about your feelings and how you have felt in certain situations. Certainly with myself, certain situations that I've been through before in my life was kind of explained within that film. And it's not necessarily about the whole the whole subject that the film's going on about. It just makes you awaken to yourself. And what you are and where you fit in here. That's my belief.
Nice one. I was just going to say, I'm always going to put a fucking egg in the mouth. I'm not going no, to me, Pop, just stick this egg in your mouth. I'm going to get fuck off. As soon as I fucking put it in my mouth, I'll go bang under my chin. That'll be it. I'll fucking eggs everywhere. I once fell for the old, I was in a fucking Indian restaurant and somebody said to me, you know, if a poppadom's bigger than your face, you've got cancer. So I fucking put it up to my face and he fucking smashed it in my fucking face. Went fucking everywhere. I got bits in my eyes and everything. Fucking, you utter bastard. Took me ages to get him back for that fucker. Anyway, we've done 2 hours. 2 hours on our first broadcast of the week. I did say tomorrow night, like I say, I've got Neil Sanders on. Neil Sanders is going to come on, and he expects to have a completely different. He expects people to not agree with him on his COVID-19 stuff. So that should be very interesting.
It won't be hard. It won't be hard.
Listen, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. We've got him tomorrow, and wait a little bit later on in the week. I'm currently having an email with a guy back and forth. I watched a video of his on, and it's sort of, I think it was called, Are You Getting It Yet? Have you got it yet? You know what I mean? And it was brilliant. Taking all this, he does all these videos. It's about 10 minutes. His name's John LeBon. And he's got a lot of these like 10-minute videos, but I watched some of his videos. I watched some of his videos and I thought, I'll invite him on. So in comments, I just said, you know, give me, and he emailed me. He said, yeah, I'd be honoured to come on the show. So he's in Malaysia. That's the problem. So what I'm going to do, what I've said I'll do, and I've set it for, because I've set it for 12 o'clock. I'm going to do it midday, which will be 7 o'clock at night for him. So I'm going to do it live midday here, probably on Thursday. It's probably on Thursday. Yeah, somebody did mention PK. I think the guy. I think the guy knows him. He's certainly got a PK video on his YouTube channel, 102. So anyway, he's going to be coming on. So that's going to be hopefully on Thursday. It's just that I can only do every other day because I get my bandage done every other day. So if I'm doing it at 12 o'clock, someone comes fucking knocking on the door, wants to fucking do my leg, and I'm fucked on it. So I Thursday, I've done it today. Miss tomorrow, Wednesday. Wednesday. It's Thursday, yeah. So Thursday I've offered him. I've not got back. He's not got back to me yet. So that will be on Thursday at 12 o'clock, hopefully. So I shall be saying a goodbye to you. I'm going to give you guys your last minute and a half. Say stuff, anything you want to get out there before we say bonjour.
Who's going first?
Who's pointing? He's pointing. What are you pointing at?
I don't know what he's pointing at.
What's he put? Should we point at each other? But yeah.
Well, I guess I might as well just say, yo, George Bush, stop trying to be like Tony Blair and trying to become relevant again because no one gives a shit about you.
That's fair, dude. That's fair, dude.
That's a light note to finish on. Are you still in your pajamas down there, Taylor?
What?
Are you still in your pajamas?
No, these are my regular clothes. I don't have pajamas.
Right, so you'd have bed in your regular clothes?
Yeah, this is these are my regular clothes.
So
I have more, but
your regular clothes are pajamas.
Yeah,
He might sleep naked.
No. I don't. I know that my dad does. I don't know how people can do that. But
you know what? If you're sleeping nude, right, and if you get it off internet, you get yourself a cock ring, and you put it under your pillow, and you're sleeping nude, the Nosh fairy comes.
It's true. It's fucking pajamas, man. These aren't pajamas. I don't know why you think they're not pajamas.
We're only kidding you, Deirdre. All right. Anyway, listen. Let's say au revoir. Thank you to everyone. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Webby. Thanks, Taylor, and to you, Owen, for joining us tonight. Tomorrow night, like I said, we've got stuff going on. Neil Sanders. Sorry, fucking hell. Neil Sanders. And then we are. We'll see if we've got a show on Thursday at midday. Until then, enjoy yourself and each other, apart from people who are 2 meters away.
It's going to become 20 feet soon if laws get passed.
That's just from you.
Are we gone? Are we offline?